Hello, and welcome to the Gameplay Cast review for Disney Star Wars The Acolyte, Episode 4, Day. In this video we're going to review the 4th episode of the show, produced by Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant, Leslie Headland. This episode is just called Day, and features a hamster with pronouns. Let's get into the episode breakdown. We start with the Wookiee cooking tea at home. For anyone who's wondering, tea is what us Northerners call dinner. For some as yet unknown reason, he scrawled weird circular patterns like the markings on the witches all over his hut, and as if we didn't get the hint, we get some fade-in mourning and chanting. We then cut to Coruscant, where Jedi Master White Ginger, a rare minority these days, is training some Padawans to twirl sticks. It's not the worst scene, and it would have been nice to actually see some Jedi sword kata, but the camera pans off so much we barely see anything, we just hear over-the-top swooshing noises. We then get the first of several girl talks, this one being between Good Sister and Padawan Girl Boss. The acting is very wooden, and the logic that the Jedi would just allow Good Sister to leave is frankly absurd. Equally, why Osha would want to just abandon Bad Sister when she's apparently still cut up and guilty over it. Surely she would want to face her and try and stop her. Unless she's a pure coward. Maybe she is. Anyway, Ezra and May are just landing on the Wookiee planet. Guess they took the long way around or something. Did anyone else kind of get jungle vibes rather than forest vibes from the earlier scene with the Wookiee? But seems both are intermingled here. Like, it's a very minor point, I don't know. I feel like several of these scenes don't really mesh or look consistent. Maybe this one is just me. Jump back to Coruscant and we get for me what is by far the worst scene of the episode. The Beta Jedi Council meeting. Or Beta, if you're American. The dialogue is cringe as f***. And we get to see again how terrible Master Greenface is at acting. Unless she's deliberately trying to act like the head of HR for a large corporation. In which case, she's great. This whole thing is just a time-wasting event to reassign a different diverse Jedi Master to hunt down Bad Sister. Also, Master Squid Games can make another impassioned plea, which is obviously granted, under the condition that he takes Good Sister with him. For f***'s sake, they literally called everyone back for a pointless meeting to then send the same people plus a few extras and a hamster out on the same mission, just ensuring they are now hours, if not days, behind the bad guys. Equally, you'll see in the next few scenes that despite arriving well after Ezra and Bad Sister, the Jedi are basically neck and neck with them. How? This is just retarded. I will return to this later. We then jump back to Ezra and May talking about killing a Jedi without a weapon. This sentiment made no sense when they first said it, and after this explanation, it makes even less. They seem to think killing a defenseless individual is some Jedi Order breaking offense that will destroy the Jedi Order or something. Firstly, if someone is capable of killing a Jedi without a weapon, they are not defenseless. Secondly, I know this is news to the Hollywood bubble, but there is this thing called morality. A Jedi would absolutely injure, or if they really had to, kill an unarmed civilian to protect innocent lives, or for the greater good. That is why they are Jedi. They can make the big calls in the heat of the moment and live with the consequences. So you try to kill a Jedi, even if you're unarmed, they are totally justified in taking you out. Going back to episode 1, this is why the fight between Bad Sister and Master Trinity is so stupid. Because she allows Bad Sister to escalate the violence. A true Jedi Master would have intervened and incapacitated her before she started hurting people. Anyway, I digress. We get the pointless scene where Saul has to persuade Osha to go on the mission they should already have gone on. They try to make some loose Vader parallels. There's still good in her, blah blah blah. This is a girl who tried to kill her sister at 14 and has already murdered 2 Jedi Masters, but yeah, okay. Here it is, the amazing, stunning and brave pronouns scene. We jump to being on board the Jedi ship, where a weird looking hamster thing is kind of invading Good Sister's space and making weird noises and shit. The droid rightfully sprays it in the face to get it to step back. This, in no small part, is a rip-off of R2-D2 shocking the creature in Jabba's palace, or yacht, I forget which one. Good Sister then apologises and gets up to have another girl chat with the empowered Padawan.
Esposo, is he or they with us?
This isn't as big of a gut punch as Doctor Who, but it's still cringe as fuck. It would have been more appropriate as it's literally an alien, so might have no gender at all. It also doesn't speak English, so again, pronouns may or may not even exist in his language. Whatever the excuse, it's just a stupid shoehorn for the message. Speaking of stupidity, the Jedi ship lands and for no reason they waste time asking a local where the Wookiee is. This whole time they have the giant hamster tracker who they could have just sent out immediately. Equally, if the writers had ever watched Star Wars, there are these things called droids which could have been sent out in force to track down the Wookiee as soon as they realised there was any kind of risk to his life. They could have also used orbital scanning for Wookiee life signs, or even the Force, the thread, to do some sensing. But if we used droids or did any of that, not only would this show feel a bit more like Star Wars, but we also wouldn't be able to shoehorn in our pronouns message. Disney Star Wars, duh! To finish this excellent scene, we get the inspired visuals of a bunch of Jedi walking slowly behind what I'm guessing is a dwarf or kid in a suit tottering around in front of them, tracking, as well as another girl talk, this time between Yord and Good Sister. We now get a truly pointless 30-second scene to check in with Ezra and May just walking before we move swiftly back to the Jedi.
Boring!
It is your destiny.
The Jedi enter the woods and Hamsterman starts sniffing and making annoying sounds. These translate to there being something rotten and bad here. Good Sister then decides to pointlessly touch a giant woodlouse thing attached to a tree because she could sense it. The creature then immediately wakes up, goes to attack them, and is dispatched by Master Squid Games. She then has another girl talk where she makes some veiled comment about the Jedi being okay with death, and that she feels bad because the nasty creature got killed. But it's okay because empowered Padawan says it's not about who dies, but what survives. Time for another pointless check-in with Bad Sister and Budget Ezra. This time, May is tired and needs a rest or something. She realises it's probably impossible to kill a Jedi without a weapon, and she's right. This might be the smartest thing she's said all series. After yet more epic dialogue like this,
I want this more than anything, but it's impossible. And if I don't do it, they'll kill me.
Ezra goes off to find some water for her. Meanwhile, the Jedi lose their giant hamster Basil, but hear Maze scream and rush to investigate. Budget Ezra does the same, and who would have thunk it, but Bad Sister has decided her loyalty lies with her sister now, and so she sets a trap for him which he obligingly falls straight into. May is now a good guy, and is going to turn herself in to the Wookiee. The Jedi don't seem to be able to hear Ezra scream, and promptly forget about May's scream too. Saul seems to finally sense something, and then says a cryptic line to Good Sister about explaining everything when they get back to the ship. She runs towards his house, but wouldn't you know, she falls over a branch or something, and looks up to see annoying Hamsterman, who starts making irritating noises again. Instead of staying there and waiting for the Jedi, she runs into the Wookiee's house. They are then alerted to the tracker's sounds and rush off towards them. Inside the house, May finds the Wookiee dead, and realises Smilo Ren is here, credit to Mauler for Smilo Ren, who then promptly floats down from nowhere like Mary Poppins, has a weird bonding moment with Good Sister, and then delivers the most powerful force wave ever that catches all of the Jedi off guard, as they all decided to blindly charge her.
Do exactly as I say. You ready? Ready? Get her!
End scene, roll credits, thank the Lord. For anyone expecting the writing to have improved as the series progresses, I think you'll be sorely disappointed here. The writing is just as flawed, just as pointless, and the delivery is just as dull and wooden as we have seen throughout. Is this episode better than episode 3? Yeah, but only because we don't have any weird lesbian witches in space rubbish, no awful chanting, and the plot maybe progresses forward by about a fraction of a centimetre. And I mean a fraction. However, mostly the episode is another monumental waste of time. You may as well watch the last 2 minutes of the show for the dead Wookiee reveal and the introduction of Smilo Ren. They are the only events of actual note. The pronouns bit is just cringe, and the whole scene adds nothing but another eye roll or toe curl to the viewing experience. If the dialogue and character building was believable or at least interesting, and the timeline made sense, and we got to see the Wookiee fight and a million and one other changes, this potentially could have been a decent episode. But it's not. I'll try to sum up what I mean here. Here's the scene just before May turns good. She says,
I want this more than anything, but it's impossible.
And then doesn't say why. Where is the hook, or even the hint of a hook? What is her motivation? Where is the background to the deal you made? There's just nothing here, and that is this show. We're 4 episodes in and we still know basically nothing about any of the characters. There is no thought or understanding of character development and motivations outside of what is glaringly obvious and simple. Furthermore, there is no thought as to what is actually entertaining for a viewer to watch. Though I'm sure some of this might get explained in due course, but for me you can't have a show where everyone and everything is just mystery box. Especially when the writers clearly don't have any kind of moral compass or logical thought process. All in all, it's a 2 out of 10. It's better than the last episode, but apart from the last 2 minutes, I don't think anything useful or remotely entertaining occurs. The timings of the events are an absolute joke, and sure, the writers must have a room temperature IQ. Like, how could the Jedi possibly arrive at the Wookiee's house at basically the same time as Bad Sister and Ezra, when they literally went home to Coruscant, did some training, had a board meeting, picked up a new squad, travelled to a planet, quizzed the locals, and then set off? It's just retarded. Again, we have written set scenes, and we're going to join them up and make them happen, whether they make sense or not. Let's do a quick summary here, shall we? We get the reveal that May is magically good now that she's found her sister, or she doesn't like the Jedi killing evil creatures that wanted to kill them. Master Squid Games hints that there is more to explain to Oshi and May. The Wookiee just gets killed off screen, so the audience is denied the only potentially good action scene in the episode. And Smilo Ren appears like Mary Poppins and force waves all the Jedi who just charge her like mindless idiots. This is entertainment. Woo! Oh god. On that note, Smilo Ren logically should be Ezra Miller, as he is perfectly placed to be the master pretending to help the apprentice, but the overuse of the term he when referring to the master and the seemingly missing body of the twins' horned mother makes me almost certain Smilo Ren is the missing mother. Anyway, that is all you get. And as always, Erebus. Oh, and for those of you who did notice me using the twins' names here, I did it purely so I could put this exit screen up. I think we now know some of Leslie Headland's preferred skin products, or at least one of her writers' preferred products.
Oh, Shemay!
Do you think Leslie...
Oh, 100%!
Oshima is not affiliated to this channel in any way and is added purely for comic value. Other skin products are available on request.